Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and far more interesting people. Welcome to Song Ruiner, my ongoing PBH Free Fringe online virtual Edinburgh show. That's quite the mouthful. Today is Saturday, the 7th of August. It is 6 p.m. and I'm currently in London. I'm about to do the Saturday Super Show at the Phoenix Arts Club, but I knew this in advance. I knew it in advance. What I've done is I've prepared a video for you to watch. It is. Let me take you back to over a year ago. I started a Friday night thing called Songs from the Spare Room, which was a weekly Friday night show of me and my piano and some parodies. That ended up running for 65 weeks. It was the longest consecutive running stand-up show in lockdown. Tell the newspapers. I don't mind. Tonight's episode, classic episode of Songs from the Spare Room, is my award-winning Leicester Comedy Festival show called Heaven Knows I'm Friz Frizzle Now. There are discussions of mental health, stories about Edinburgh venue managers who didn't like my material, and Westlife. And the worst tweet I ever did. So, I understand if you've seen this show before and don't want to do it, but I'll probably be in the chat at the moment. Future me, say hello if you're watching. Okay. That was weird. But yeah, do comment along. There will be a comment on the screen, but that was from over a year and a half ago, if that makes any sense. Anyway, please do sit down and be comfortable, for heaven knows I'm Friz Frizzle now. See you on the other side. Well, I won't. I'm recording this a fair few days in advance.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out. As as much as coming out is nowadays, you're all probably watching this on your phones or on your laptop, or you've linked it to your big screen TV. But this is what going out now is. A few years ago, they adopted the phrase "staying in is the new going out," and now it's literally true. My name is Friz Frizzle. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Let me know when the last time you went out was, and I'm going to try and match it tonight. I tried going out some point last year. My mum booked tickets for Westlife. Yes, Westlife. I know. They're quite relevant, I guess is the term. She originally got the tickets for her and my dad. And my dad is nearly 60 and very straight. So I got the tickets. And I had a look at the tickets, and it was live from Dublin Arena. Live from Dublin Arena. I live in Lincoln. That's quite a distance away. That's quite the drive. I mean, you wouldn't get away with it in these times, driving to Dublin. And I think the excuse, if the police stopped you, was, I'm off to see Westlife, would not be marked as critical. So on the day, it was May the 1st. I believe it was Monday, May the 1st, the tickets were last year. And we got in the car and we drove. And the drive only took half an hour because turns out we weren't going to Dublin Arena, like the ticket said. Westlife Live, the 20 tour, live from Dublin Arena, Monday the 1st of May at 7:30. Turns out it wasn't at Dublin Arena. It was at the Cinema in the Woods. Now, I have pronounced that correctly. Cinema in the Woods is a little cinema in Woodall Spa, and they sometimes do live screenings of stuff. So it's not quite the arena that I thought. I mean, I'd seen Take That before in an arena, right? We arrived and we had to watch the crowd form and everyone showing us to our seats, and some people sat in the wrong seats, and such the kerfuffle. But we had allocated seats in the cinema. Fair enough. So I arrive and the film starts. I understand live streaming concerts to cinemas, don't get me wrong. I understand that. Not everyone can fit in Dublin Arena, and a lot of Westlife fans would want to start and watch the concert at the same time as other people. They were encouraged to live tweet the entire experience. And usually, I don't like people using their phones in the cinema, but this was being encouraged. So the concert starts, right? The concert starts at 8 p.m., right? It said 7:30 on the ticket, but that's fine. That's fine. You have to arrive early to make sure your seat is in time. But of course, the fact that I'm going to a cinema, I've already got a seat. I know exactly how that works. And it starts, and the text is in big, right? We cut to Dublin Arena, lovely Dublin Arena. Everyone's getting drunk already. And we have big text saying Westlife Live, the 20 tour. Some of you may be confused about who Westlife is. I know I've got quite a few young fans in the audience watching today. Westlife are essentially a band that were big 20 years ago. And that's why it was the 20 tour, it was their 20th anniversary. They were in the news very recently for berating an entire section of their crowd for not standing up during one of their songs. It turned out that this segment of the crowd was the wheelchair-accessible portion of the crowd. I find that quite hypocritical of Westlife, because they can only stand up when there's a key change. So the text on the screen says as follows. Westlife Live, the 20 tour, live from Dublin Arena. It wasn't Dublin Arena. Recorded live, Saturday, April 29th. So it wasn't even a live gig that I was watching. It was a pre-record of a gig that had taken place 48 hours beforehand. So that was a lie as well. They weren't live. It wasn't in Dublin Arena. What will they lie about next? Again, I understand. Not everyone, not every cinema wanted to screen the live concert on the Saturday. They wanted to show films that people would actually go to. So this was like an encore performance that people could go see if they couldn't find a cinema that was screening the original gig on the Saturday. So, Westlife Live, the 20 tour, live Saturday, 29th of April, recorded 2 days before. And for that first hour, ladies and gentlemen, for that first hour, we were watching a crowd start to form. Now, I'd understand if I'd actually gone to Dublin Arena to watch Westlife and having to watch the crowd start to form in real time because I'm there. But this is a pre-recording of a gig that happened 2 days before. Why the hell are we watching a crowd start to form in real time for an hour? I found that very weird because the whole cinema is full. Everyone's getting hepped up on popcorn and sugar, and they're just wanting Westlife to start. This goes on for an hour. We cut to the DJ that is warming up the crowd. And this DJ is playing wedding classics, you know, like Come On Eileen and I Would Walk 500 Miles. And the crowd are having a hell of a time. They've got their drinks. They're laughing. They're dancing. They're smiling. They absolutely love it on the screen. Meanwhile, in the cinema, a lot of Westlife fans are patiently waiting for Westlife to start. At one point, the crowd footage cuts to a man having a beer on his own. And the whole cinema laughs. They laugh at the loner drinking in his beer and not smiling and laughing with his friends. But that guy didn't know he was being recorded and being broadcast 48 hours later. The weirdest cinema experience I've ever had in my life. Eventually, the gig starts. One of the Bryans, I assume they're all called Brian, he shouts to the crowd, "Hello, everybody in Dublin Arena." I think you'll find that's an epic Brian McFadden impression. "Hello, everyone in Dublin Arena." And Dublin Arena go, "Hey, thank you very much, Brian McFadden. You've acknowledged us." And he says, "Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight in Dublin Arena." And Dublin Arena are like, "You're welcome, Brian." But then Brian McFadden says, "And a special big thank you to everyone watching live in the cinema." And the cinema goes absolutely crazy. All the prepubescent Westlife fans, all the after the, you know, the 60-year-olds Westlife fans, they're going absolutely crazy. They're going, "Well, thank you, Brian." And I have to turn around and says, "He's not talking about you. He's talking to the people who watched live on the Saturday. If he says in a second, and especially big thank you to everyone watching 48 hours later in the cinema in the woods, then you can cheer. The weirdest cinema experience I've ever had in my life. Then, right, Westlife sing one of their songs, right? I think it's Uptown Girl. That's one of their songs, isn't it? I've done this routine about 80 times. Pretty sure that's one of the songs. And all the Bryans, they're up there going, Uptown Girl, she's been living in her uptown. Well, woman next to me gets out her phone and starts filming. I think that's weird. I turn to my mum. Remember, my mum's with me. I say, that's a bit weird, isn't it? It's not like they're actually here, right? Is this woman thinking, fuck me, Brian McFadden is 50 foot tall? He is not. The weirdest cinema experience I've ever been to. And I cannot stress enough about that first hour of watching a crowd start to form. I mean, that's weird, isn't it? Like, that would be like me advertising a musical comedy show and not doing any musical comedy for the first 10 minutes. Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Friz Frizzle, and whoa, it's another camera. That's lucky, isn't it? Hello, how are you? How you doing today? My name's Friz Frizzle and you've come to see me play. If you've not seen me before, then shame on you. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I wreck songs, yes, I wreck songs. If you've never seen me, then it is why you've come along. Wreck songs, yes, I wreck songs. I hope to ruin your favourite ones. Going out for a run and I am having such fun. Gotta be fast because I want to win. Now I'm off for a swim and it is easy as piss cause it's only a swim. Yes, it's only a swim. I'm in front of the race. There's a smile on my face cause I'm beating my friends and I'm nearing the end. And as I cross that finish line, I'm pretty sure that I have won now, but the judges have their thumbs down. What the fuck? The referee is telling me, and I lose control. Holy shit, I missed out the middle bit. I thought it was a swim and run, but it was a triathlon. Even though I tried to win, I forgot the cycling. Put my medals to one side, 'cause I missed the bike ride. I missed the bike ride. Lovely stuff. Hello. Welcome to the show. Is it your first time seeing me? It's my first time seeing you because I've not seen anyone in a month. I worked out last night that I haven't left my village throughout the entirety of April, and I had a little cry. This show is Heaven Knows I'm Friz Frizzle. Now, I'm the Friz Frizzle in question. Frizzle is my genuine surname, by the way. Comes from the French word fraiselle, which means strawberry picker. It's ironic, because I'm allergic to strawberries and hate the French. I am what they call a song ruiner, and I'm going to ruin some songs for you today. I'm going to start by ruining some songs from your childhoods. I've noticed some people watching. I'm not going to be ruining songs from any of your childhoods. I don't have any Greensleeves parodies. But I'll start with some Disney. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. I already knew we were gonna have sex, but I wasn't expecting that you'd bring a guest. And when he wanted a threesome, I had to say yes. Now you've got your friend in me. You've got your friend in me. Can you get him out of me? I said I was going to start with Disney songs. I could have started with any song at all because I'm pretty sure that Disney owns everything now. I could have done any song about a Marvel movie. Thor is now a Disney princess. That's weird. I absolutely love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a bit of a shame. Black Widow was meant to come out today, and I'm a little annoyed because I was one of the people who got to see a pre-screening of Black Widow, like an audience test one. It's about 2 months ago now, and I've been holding back spoilers ever since. And yeah, it's quite a good film. The main villain's called Taskmaster. I found that quite funny because in this country, Taskmaster is Greg Davies, and I know they sometimes do reshoots for different countries' airings of the movie, so it would just be very interesting if they just dub him with Greg Davies' voice. Would you like to know what happens at the end of Black Widow? There's a list of names of people who worked on the movie. And make sure you stay behind after the credits because the film starts again and someone complains that you're in their seat. I am such a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I have written a song for the first 7 Marvel Cinematic movies in chronological order. And I'm going to sing them now, and you're going to listen, unless you close out of this, which you won't, because you've nothing better to do. So here is some songs from the Marvel Cinematic Universe called Avengers Assembly. I watched Iron Man, then I wrote a parody of Iron Man. They get better. I am Bruce Banner and I am not fun. Ever since the gamma radiation. You wouldn't like me when I am angry. I increase my bulk. I'm big and I'm green. I'm mean and obscene when I'm angry like the Hulk. Told you they got better. I watched Iron Man 2. Then I wrote a parody of Iron Man 2 as well. Sequels are never as good as the first. I'm from outer space. I'm fighting with my brother. I went into a pet shop so I could buy a horse. I've got long flowing hair. I like this drink. Another. Your human customs frighten me, but I don't care. I'm Thor. Hurt myself on the journey. Now I'm a little Thor. My name is Captain America. I like to fight for America. I am played by Chris Evans. No, not the DJ, the other one. The plot of the Avengers, is really pretty groovy. A bunch of superheroes, from other different movies. Team up to stop an Asgardian villain who's attacking the streets with the help of some aliens. You've got Iron Man and Thor teamed up with the other 4. They're trying to protect New York. They're up all night to get Loki. 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 Sorry, I hope you're not applauding now because I said 7 and that was only 6. I watched Iron Man 3. That's the end of the Iron Man trilogy. Now you can applaud. I'm trying to write a song for every single Avengers film. I've got a really good one for Ant-Man and the Wasp. It goes, Ant-Man and the Wasp. There's also one that I've written for Captain Marvel, which goes, do you remember the 21st film from the Avengers? I have actually written a song for Infinity War, Now, I am aware that some people haven't seen every single Marvel cinematic film yet. They're probably catching up on Disney Plus, and you might not have gotten to Infinity War yet. But let me tell you that this song only makes sense if you've seen it, right? But if you haven't seen the film, it's still an all right song. But don't worry, I'll be getting to the next joke in about a minute or so. But there's no spoilers or anything, so you can listen to this song before you see Infinity War. And yeah, so, the song is for the people who've seen Infinity War. There's no spoilers, but if you do choose to watch Infinity War, you'll then remember this song and go, oh yeah, you did a song about that. So no spoilers at all. It's called, Holy Shit, Spider-Man's Dead. I'm here in outer space with my good friend Tony Stark and Doctor Strange. We tried to beat Thanos. We didn't win. Now it looks like it's the end of everything. And I love to say we did do everything we could. But Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. And that's 'cause I'm turning into leaves right now. I'm feeling weaker and weaker. I'm turning into leaves right now. Say goodbye to Peter. Somebody better save me now. Or wait till the sequel. I'm turning into leaves right now. That's the song I get the most death threats about. And I think it's because more people get afflicted when fictional characters die rather than real life characters. And I'll prove this to you. I'm going to do 3 songs now about 3 dead celebrities. It's called the Dead Celebrity Trilogy. And you will still be more offended about the song about Spider-Man dying than you will about these next 3 songs. See if you can guess the celebrity that is dead. See if you can guess. We all know the current Pope is Pope Francis. He's the one in charge of religion and praise. But before him, it was Pope Benedict. 2005 till 2013 was his papal reign. Papal reign, papal reign. Papal reign, papal reign. Papal, and goes on like that. Just to reiterate, the dead celebrity in that song was Prince. None of the popes are dead. Except the first 200 or so. Yeah, they're dead, pretty sure. Although, depends what religion you believe in, because, you could be a Buddhist and you believe that people get reincarnated. But if you follow the Pope, then you're probably Catholic, aren't you? Yeah. If anything, the Pope is like a Catholic Doctor Who. Yeah, like they do the tenure, right? They then recast the Pope and they carry on poping. Oh, imagine the backlash if they cast a woman. Here is song 2 of the Dead Celebrity Trilogy. See if you can guess which celebrity is dead in this song. It's a tricky one, this one. Lady Diana Spencer, you've been dead for several years. And I often reminisce about the charity work that you did. Little kids with missing arms and legs, you campaigned for all the time. You were always on about mines. You were always on about mines. Of course, the dead celebrity in that song was Elvis. This next song is a celebrity I've only just found out is dead, and I thought I'd quickly write a song for the show tonight. Apologies if you don't know this celebrity is dead. At least you found out through a song. But yes, other people might already know. I've only just found out. I've only just written the song. I'm so upset because one of my favourite singers are dead. Some years ago, he was in Take That, and then he went solo. I'm singing one of his songs, and oh wait, shit, I got it wrong. It's not him who's dead. It's Robin Williams instead. I did that song live at a show a couple of years ago, and I had somebody approach me on Twitter afterwards, and they said, really, really sorry about that. I'm sorry that my girlfriend basically burst out of... And they said, I'm sorry about my girlfriend running out of your show there. She genuinely thought that Robbie Williams had died. She is like Robbie Williams' biggest fan. Didn't realize that he was still alive. And when you sang that bit of your song, didn't have internet on her phone. And she had to run out to check if Robbie Williams was dead or not. And can you please tweet her an apology? And I said, no. Thinking about celebrities there, a lot of audience members will come up to me after a show and say, oh, you were really good. You should be on that 8 out of 10 Catsters countdown, as if there's a form on the job seeker site to fill in. I don't know if I could ever be a celebrity that people, would want to approach me in the street for an autograph. I'm not there yet. People have witnessed me have sheer anxiety attacks just because they've come up and said they've enjoyed my show. And that's really weird considering the job that I have pursued to get. I think all comedians have some sort of mental health problem because you'd have to have a mental health problem to want to get up on a stage or even on the internet to talk about a mental health problem. I have 3. They were diagnosed a couple of years ago. I have borderline personality disorder, anxiety, right, and paranoia, which is weird. Because I don't think they even tested me for paranoia. There's an old joke about comedians with mental health problems. It's the Pagliacci joke. You might know it. If you don't, here it is. A man goes to his doctors and says, Doctor, I'm depressed. I'm severely down. Nothing makes me smile anymore. I don't think I can continue my life anymore. And the doctor says, you should see the great clown Pagliacci. He's in town tonight. Go see him. Forget about all your troubles. He is the funniest clown. And the man replies, but doctor, I'm Pagliacci. Yeah, it's not a Christmas cracker joke, but it's, stood the test of time longer than any of my one-liners. I've rewritten the joke to be about comedians nowadays, especially those doing online content and wanting people to go see. A man goes to his doctor and says, Doctor, I'm depressed. I can't face life anymore. Nothing makes me smile. I don't know what to do. And the doctor replies, go see the great clown Pagliacci. He's in town tonight. He'll make you smile. He'll make you laugh. Forget about all your troubles. And the man says, but doctor, you're Pagliacci. And the doctor says, yes. Can I put you down for 3 tickets? I've nailed this. Completely nailed this tech done by myself. Who would like to hear the song that got me... Oh, no. Sorry. I jumped ahead. I'm at a place right now where I'm quite happy with my level. I write for more famous comedians. They get to tell the jokes. I don't have to worry about them. I started writing for The Now Show a while back. I'll tell you how long I wrote for The Now Show. This is the first song that I pitched them. They said 350 million a week was what we were giving to be part of the EU. And now that the referendum's over, I feel a bit hungover, because it turns out that wasn't true. And how about all of these Brexit epiphanies? Yeah, I wrote that joke the day after the referendum and thought, oh, better sell this and perform this as quickly as I can before the Brexit thing becomes stopped talking about. And here we are, 5 years later. There's another song that I pitched for the Now Show. I wanted to go full time, but they said, well, no, not really, because you're extremely left wing. And the Now Show is part of the BBC, and we have to, be balanced. We can't have someone super left wing. And I said, what? The bisexual polyamorous camp comedian who wears a flowery shirt and plays piano is left wing? And they said, yes. And I said, yes. So I thought I'd pitch them the most right wing song I possibly could. For some reason, it was never used. Send them all back home. I don't care if they're refugees. I subscribe to the Daily Mail. In the referendum I voted leave. I never pop into a Subway if they serve halal meat. If an Asian is walking my way, you best believe I cross the street, 'cause I'm a right-wing brat. An extremely far right-wing brat. I'm convinced the Muslims are gonna bring in Sharia law, Sharia law, just like that. Sharia law, Sharia law, Sharia law. I'm a right-wing brat. Now, people who have seen my actual live show know that I don't say the word prat, usually. But every week when I've been doing these shows from my bedroom, my sister keeps messaging me, your niece and nephew are watching. They're 7 and 4 years old. Week after week, I keep saying, I'm going to swear. Please make sure they don't watch the shows. But every week, my sister says, your niece and nephew are watching. So basically, that's why I said prat instead of the word prick. Here's a song that got me banned from a venue in Edinburgh. At your Christmas dinner, make sure you know who goes. Invite your friends and family, don't invite Axl Rose. He is a Lothario, the perviest by far. He will shag your sister, he'll finger your grandma, he'll fuck your uncle. Yes, he'll fuck your uncle, then he'll go down on your niece. See, that I can say. In 2017, I took a show to the Fringe called Merry Frizmas. It was basically me doing Christmas songs, essentially. Warped Christmas song, parodies of Christmas songs. Nobody came to the show. Well, a handful of people did, and they're probably going to comment down below saying, I came to see your show. It's like, yes, I know, but it wasn't a sellout, was it? So I thought I'd do a late night compilation show and do my Christmas stuff. And I did at 11 p.m. An 11 p.m. Christmas show, compilation show, which I was opening for. And I did that song as my opener, and the crowd laughed, but the venue manager screamed, no, from the back of the room, ran up the aisle and practically wrestled my keyboard away from me. There is only one other time where my keyboard's been wrestled away from me, and that was after a gig in Newcastle, and I was in one of the many pizza places, and some Ned or chav thought it would be a lark to steal my keyboard. And I managed to take it back, and I shouted the most middle-class thing I've ever said, which is, I bet you don't even know how to play the piano. So I had to have a chat with the venue manager afterwards, and I wanted to get to the bottom of why he didn't like my stuff, because I'd been to his compilation shows before. A lot of blue comedians doing all sorts of like blue gags. So I waited afterwards. For some reason, the show finished 10 minutes before it should have done. But I managed to have a chat. And I said, what was the problem with my little joke there? You've allowed other comedians to say much more cruder material. And he said, go down on your niece. Go down on your niece. We do not allow material of paedophilic content in this pub. So I said, A, good rule. Not many pubs display that notice. And B, how was I in breach of this? And again, he repeated, go down on your niece. I was like, what's wrong with that line? He went, my niece is 4. So I had to say, okay. In the context of the song, the fictional niece is over 18 and consenting. And he didn't seem to get it. This was before I was diagnosed with anxiety. My heart started to race. I started to become short of breath. And when I was like this, I'd often spout logic loops, right? Really overcomplicating the thing at hand. And to my recollection, what I said was, What if there was a boy who had a sibling who gave birth, right? So the boy's an uncle, but the boy's only 15. So clearly, if you have a problem with the go down on your niece line, you must have a problem with the he'll fuck your uncle line. To which he replied, no, my uncle's 70. So that was the Beehive in Grassmarket, everyone. The Beehive in Grassmarket, Edinburgh. Go there, fuck any uncle you want. Sometimes the paranoia gets to me as a comedian. Because, like, I worry that other comedians look down on musical comedians. So all the songs I've been doing, I've done about 15 songs in 30 minutes. Each song about 2 minutes or less. And I've just been spouting them out. It takes me, 5 minutes to write a song? Especially what I do. They're parodies. The tune already exists. That's half the work already done. I always worry that comedians look down on me. During the run-up to the Edinburgh Fringe last year, there was a comedian who was tagged in a number of tweets of recommendations, and I was also in their tags. And he basically tweeted, don't waste your time with musical parodies. I'm like, okay, well, that's my paranoia confirmed. But it's not true. I know it's not true. I know that people enjoy my stuff. I know people come to the show to laugh. But that doesn't stop the little part of my brain, which is like, oh, comedians look down on you because, one-liner comedians, it can take them ages to write a joke, but then it's done in 10 seconds. So I took to Twitter, right? I started tweeting because you can't tweet a song. And I started doing jokes every day. I'm going to read you some of the jokes that I wrote that have done numbers. I think I got the Grindr app mixed up with the Pizza Hut app. Either way, there's a 10-inch vegetarian about to arrive, and I'm not sure what to expect. Yeah, that's usually the amount of laughter I get when I tell that joke. The inventor of Morse code has died. Dashes to dashes, dots to dots. Okay. I watched a pirated movie the other day. It got 3.14 stars. Pirated movie. Works better written down, that one. I'm allergic to Arcade Fire jokes on the internet, so I'm taking anti-hipster memes. Yeah, that doesn't work written down or told. We all know the zip code of Beverly Hills is 90210, but the zip code of Dawson's Creek is 90108. The people who got that joke can explain it for the rest of the people in the audience. A few of my songwriter comedian friends started getting big, getting children's BBC commissions, and that's the goal, to get some TV work. A few of my friends write for Horrible Histories. Yes, I heard that recognition. Yes, Horrible Histories. You're unemployed as well. I like you. So I thought what I'd do is I'd write some educational songs for the kids in that. And luckily, a school opened across the road from me, which means now I have to move. But before I do, here's some educational songs. Here's one about sex education. My friend doesn't want any more children. Him and his wife now have 17. But he never, ever wants to wear a condom. So he's getting a vasectomy. Vasectomy! Woohoo! Here's one about religious education. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, 7 days. On my way to see my friends, who always seem to be following me. We made plans to gather around a table. Must have been about 30 AD. We made plans to eat, and the wine was my blood and the bread was my body. Little did I know that my week was about to turn out shit, because I was telling parables on Monday. Judas then betrayed me on Wednesday. Was having my last supper on Thursday. Was killed on Friday. Was still dead on Saturday. Rose on Sunday. Here's the last one. It's about history. Did you hear about the Führer? He wants to make the nation purer. He is not a nice man living in the Reichstag. Have you heard the New she doesn't like those. Judge it. And we'll stop there. There are vegan cafes, but there are vegans without regular access to their dietary needs. In fact, I found one who once went to a farm and they only had one thing he could eat. Hey now, I'm eating hay now. It's quite ironic that I just did a song by Crowded House in this day and age. The problem with that song is I mentioned earlier that I got a Twitter account when I started wanting to do one-liners. And there was one joke that I did that I completely regret. In 2012, the drummer from Crowded House died. He died of brain cancer. Pete Jones. Yep. We're at the 40-minute mark of the show, so this is where it gets a little deep. I didn't know Pete Jones from Crowded House, but I was on Twitter at the time. And back then, this was when Wikipedia started up. And the point of it, the clue to a good tweet, was to do a topical joke, like about a dead celebrity, like the ones I was doing earlier, but in song. A topical joke about a relatively dead celebrity. And I did one. And to get this joke, right, I'm going to explain this. To get the joke, you need to know that Crowded House had a song called 4 Seasons in One Day. That's all you need to know. So this is what I wrote. Sad to hear about Peter Jones from Crowded House dying. They knew it was nearing the end when he was having 4 seizures in one day. You can also see no likes, no replies, no retweets. This is May the 20th, 2012. I was new at this. The following day, the Metro published an obituary about Pete Jones from Crowded House. Dream is over for drummer Pete. Let me read this to you. Dream is over for drummer Pete. Tributes yesterday, poured in yesterday. That's how good the writing is at the Metro. Tributes yesterday, poured in yesterday for Crowded House drummer Pete Jones, who has died after losing a long fight with brain cancer. Bandmate Neil Finn led the plaudits to the 45-year-old. He said, he was a great man and a wonderful drummer. R.I.P. Pete. Comedian and writer Friz Frizzle added, sad to hear about Peter Jones from Crowded House dying. They knew it was nearing the end when he was having 4 seizures in one day. The Liverpool-based drummer died in Melbourne on Friday. What the actual fuck, right? Me, this was 7 years before I was diagnosed with the mental health issues, right? This is when the anxiety and paranoia come in at the same time. A few friends of mine on Twitter, they show me that photo. They show me it, right? And I'm like, you've photoshopped that, haven't you? No. Another few people are sending photos and mailing them in to me. And I am so scared. I lived in Newcastle at the time on my own. That's not a good thing. I lived on my own. And I had nobody to talk to, right? I was convinced that, because, you know, the internet, right? It's full of trolls, it's full of people who take the internet very passionately. I was convinced that I was going to be getting hate mail, that Pete Jones's family were going to be messaging me, were going to be suing me, because the Metro made it look like that I was at his deathbed or something. And all the Metro writer did was search on Twitter for Pete Jones Crowded House dead. And they weren't going to get any celebrity endorsements because he's the fucking drummer from Crowded House. For a whole week, I was completely offline, right? I didn't tweet. I was off the grid completely because I was so scared. You're looking at someone who a little blip like that lasted a week of his life, right? You're talking to a person who, back in the day, actually hid for 2 whole days, not talking or not eating, not leaving the house, because I thought Raoul Moat was after me. And if you need to Google that, good. I'm glad that his name doesn't hold precedence anymore. And am I going to tell this? Yes, I am. Something horrendous happened on August the 3rd, 2019, right? About a year, I'd been on the right medication, the right therapy, like with family and with friends, talking when I had something on my mind. On August the 3rd, 2019, I tweeted that Pagliacci joke that I mentioned earlier, but doctor, you're Pagliacci, and etc., etc. And there was one person, it got round, it got a little viral. Susanna Reid off of Good Morning Britain retweeted it. The girl who played Matilda in that film, Matilda, retweeted it. Mara Wilson. And I thought it was a pretty good joke. I was very proud of it. But the night of August the 3rd, I started getting tweets saying, "You monster, you sicko, right? Do you know what you've done?" Because it turns out that someone who retweeted that Pagliacci joke, it was the last thing that they ever did. Because they then went out and shot a bunch of people. Right? The Dayton, Ohio shooter it was. And I'm glad I don't remember his name, right? I'm glad that he doesn't hold precedence in my mind anymore. But for a quarter of a second, I was going to be cancelling my entire Edinburgh Fringe run for a quarter of a second, right? And then my brain flipped and went, no, that's stupid. Like that's your paranoia kicking in. You're not really responsible. You're not to blame for what that idiot did. That Pratt, as I will censor myself, did. And it's just weird that for that quarter of a second, I was back where I was in 2014, where I was like nearly homeless and I didn't talk to anyone, even though I had mental health issues. I didn't know that. I didn't talk. I decided to self-medicate with alcohol. I stole from friends to fund that alcoholism. And a lot of those friends, they've never forgiven me, and it's their right to. I wouldn't forgive me for doing that. But since I've started talking to people and therapy and finding the right medication with doctors, I finally find myself in a place where that shit will bother me for just a quarter of a second rather than a whole week of my life. And I'm bloody proud of the progress that I've made. I'd hate to meet the person that I was in 2014. But I'd help him. I'd help him because obviously I've been through that. It's good to talk to people. It's good to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. That's the phrase. It's not one I've come up with, but it's something that I heartily agree with. If you're struggling at home, and in this day and age, who wouldn't be struggling? Talk to people. I put up a Facebook status saying, anyone free to chat. It's literally all you have to do. But then you might not be in the mood for chatting, and that's fine as well. You are your best doctor for knowing what your body needs. Who cares? Have 3 naps a day. It doesn't matter. I certainly do. It's going to be very weird to end on a song. Usually I do just to fill in the time, but I'm not going to be doing that today because I think those words are strong enough. The show won an award very recently. And when it did, I was tagged in a tweet, which was basically a joke about my mental health from 2014. And I was like, oh, okay. People are still bringing that up. And that's fair enough. They can live in the past. They have a right to not forgive me. But don't tag me in your silly jokes about me. That's a little silly. I like where I am right now. I mean, not right now, not with the whole pandemic and staying inside and not having left the village for a whole month. But I like where I am now mentally. And I hope you have listened to these words and they make a little bit of a difference. Stay safe out there. Stay wonderful, because you all are. You log in every week and watch me ramble and do these little songs. Morrissey jokes, Stephen. Okay. I wrote 4 Morrissey jokes. The show was originally, I thought of the title, Heaven Knows I'm Friz Frizzle Now first, right? So I'm going to finish on 4 Morrissey jokes, the first one being the show title. The second one, okay. What does Morrissey put in its cornflakes? Sweeteners. What does Morrissey have for breakfast when there's no cornflakes left? A bowl of ricicles. And finally, it was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Disney party. Mick Jagger went as Lilo. Johnny Marr went as Lilo's sister. And Morrissey, well, he would go out tonight, but he hasn't got a stitch
to wear. I've been Friz Frizzle. You've been absolutely wonderful, as per usual. If you would like to show any sort of monetary support, all my gigs have been cancelled, as you can absolutely imagine. If you would like to donate at the link at the bottom there, paypal.me/FrizzFrizzle, throw over the cost of a pint. I think I deserve that. I'd usually shake a bucket. So yeah, if you enjoyed the show, chuck over like a 5, a 10, 20 quid. That would be absolutely amazing. This is my only source of income right now. If you didn't enjoy the show, that's fine. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But if you can send me some constructive criticism in the PayPal note section when you send over a 5, 10, or 20 quid. Thank you very much. I'll be back next week. It's VE Day. I might do British songs, British parodies. But yeah, that was basically 8 years of work, my little show there. And I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I don't know. Watch Beat the Chasers tonight. That's really fun. 9 p.m. I've got nothing to do with it, but oh, it's tense. I love it. I will see you guys next week. I've been Friz Frizzle. You've been utterly wonderful. And heaven knows I'm Friz Frizzle now. Love you all. Ta-ra.
Lovely! Lovely! Yay! Wasn't that fun? Thank you very much. Tomorrow's show, Sunday the 8th, will also be a pre-record, but it will be completely different than what it was tonight. If you enjoyed the show, I'm sure past me has already said this multiple times, but do donate. PayPal.me/FrizzFrizzle. And thank you very much for watching. That's if you did. I'm sure I'll... Hey, future me, did anyone watch the show? That's good news. To be honest, I'm at the Phoenix Arts Club right now, about to do a show. See you tomorrow. Same time, same Friz time, same Friz channel. So there's a Batman reference. I'll see you Sunday. Well, I won't. It'll be another pre-record. Goodbye!